been trying to make this video for a really long time, but I haven't really felt like it just hasn't been the right moment yet. And I think that right now is the right moment. So we're making a film. It's called Crossing Kenwood, and it's coming to backyard theaters near you later this summer. And it comes from an idea I had about 5 years ago. That's a long time. I just watched a video by a girl named Sadie, and she was talking about her art installation that just happened this weekend. And it was a year-long project, and she had been stuck on exactly how she wanted to display the installation, how she wanted to convey her message. She'd been stuck for a while, and she decided to finally make the call and get the ball rolling. And I guess that's something that finally happened for me this year. I've been a writer almost my entire life. I've been writing stories since really I could type, and I would go and have my dad turn the computer on for me, and I'd open up Microsoft Word. I have an entire binder full of stories from when I was little, and they've got crazy fonts, and they're really just adaptations of children's books that I read and changed around to be more of what I wanted. But they're stories nonetheless. I've always wanted to tell a certain story, but that nagging feeling at the back of my mind kept telling me, no, it's not the right time yet, it's not the right time yet. So I kept writing, I kept practicing, I kept creating these different stories, but they weren't quite the one that I wanted to tell. Something I heard the other day really made me think. It was a little message that I just saw online scrolling through my newsfeed or Twitter feed, or I don't even remember what it was, but it said, be the person that you needed when you were younger. Now, I'm learning to do that. I am learning to be the person that I needed when I was younger. Not that I didn't have people that were great and that really obviously helped me to be the person that I am today, but what I'm really trying to do now with this film is to create the story that I needed to read when I was younger. I was a bookworm as a kid. I read and read and read and read, and I kind of tapered off as I got into middle school and high school. I stopped reading stories because I got so caught up in academics. I was busy. I was convinced I was creating my own stories, so I didn't need to read other people's anymore. And I've recently just gotten back into reading, and I forgot how great it was to literally just stop part of your day and to jump into an entirely different world is one of the most amazing things that I can think of. And that's what I want to give to other people with this film. People ask, why are you doing this? What inspired you to make this film? Are you a film major? Are you an art major? Do you have an internship? No. No, and no. It's a hobby. I just like making videos, and I like writing, and I like telling stories. I think that's one of the things that I was born to do. I think I was born to be a storyteller, and I'm okay with that. No matter what I end up doing career-wise, I know that I will find a way to tell stories somehow. So, why am I making this film? Over the past few years, I've found certain characters, be it through a web series or a novel or a TV show, that I've really connected with. And I think what I've learned to do, what I've learned from these characters, is that they all contain a little piece of me. The little pieces of me that maybe I'm afraid to show, maybe the ones that don't get seen very often by me or other people, maybe the ones that I don't like so much about myself. And the reason I'm telling you this is because I've discovered that these little pieces of me are the pieces of me that need to go into my own characters, the pieces of me that I need to show to the world. Because if I was able to find solace in other characters that resembled pieces of me, then that's exactly what I want to do. I want to be able to create characters for other people to find solace in. other people to find relatable, for other people to figure out that this character is like them. As we've been doing these read-throughs to prepare for filming, I've gotten questions from cast members and my producer, Lulu, who is a godsend, by the way. As we've been doing these read-throughs, I've just been getting these questions that are like, is this the direction you want to take this character? Like for Lydia, for example, the girl who was reading for Lydia, she asked me one day when we were doing a little bit of a read-through, she asked me, you know, is Lydia more of a quirky kind of outsider, or is she more of a dark kind of outsider? And I didn't really know how to answer that, because a lot of Lydia is me, and I don't really know where I fall on that spectrum. And yes, I understand the characters are separate from me. They're not entirely me. I didn't write myself into this story, but there are pieces of me that fall into Lydia. And I realized, you know, I gave her the answer. I said she's somewhere, you know, she's kind of a mix of the two. She falls somewhere in the middle. She doesn't really quite fit. She's like that one puzzle piece that is the right piece, but is a little rough around the edges, so you kind of have to, like, push it into the puzzle really hard. And I just realized that, you know, these characters, they're parts of me, but they're parts of other people too. I've always been an observer in life, and I'm okay with that, because in observing other people, you get to see how they interact with others, and how they take those little pieces of themselves and they project them onto others. And I think that's one of our biggest faults and one of our biggest successes in life, is projecting pieces of ourselves onto others. And it's kind of a fatal flaw, I guess you could say. What am I even saying? What am I doing? In making this film, I want to make it a resource for other people, to let them know that there are other people that don't fit in all the way. There are other people that have fatal flaws. There are other people who project pieces of themselves onto others. It's just one of those things that it's the story that I finally realize is the one that I need to share with people. And that's huge. It's a huge realization for me. And I'm so glad that I get to make this film. I am so grateful for everything that has happened, and getting emotional. Honestly, like, I didn't think this was gonna happen. It's a short film made by a 19-year-old who has no film degree, who isn't even in the film department, who just decided that she wanted to make a project with her friends this summer, and we literally just put up a Kickstarter one day, and we ended up raising $1,200 and getting a $535 grant in addition to that, and it's really happening. It's happening this week. I'm really, really excited and really, really happy, and I cannot wait for things to get started. So thank you from the bottom of my heart.